I'm Stu Carter from Atamaii TV, and normally I talk about action figures and toys. Today I'm going to talk about a related topic. It's a display base for your action figures. This comes from Bandai Tamashi Nations. It's a Japanese product. You can't find it in the U.S. There are some importers who brought this in. This is called the Effect Impact. There's a whole line of these kind of toys. They've got supports for Gundams and humanoid figures. They're calling it the display stands and bases. They've got a display stand for die-cast figures as well. This one will work with certain kinds of display stands, and I've got a couple here that we'll try with that later. But let's get a close look at it. Now, my son Alex and I, we had our first look at this toy last year during the Tokyo Toy Fair. They had a display. They had from Dragon Ball Z. They had Gohan lying in a crater, an impact crater. And if you've ever seen Dragon Ball Z, there's a lot of various forms of that, and a lot of and they're beating each other against the mountains and against the planets and moons and stuff. And so they apparently they actually made a Gohan figure to be lying down like that, like unconscious, which is rare even. And I guess they're selling a figure, and they're selling this display base, which is meant to look like an impact crater. They've got one in tan, and they've got this one as well. I'm going to be back in Tokyo in just 2 weeks, and we'll see if they're going to release more like this. Let's get it out of the package and have a look. Yeah, I know the package is beat up. You know why? Because when I come back from Tokyo every year, I just throw stuff in the suitcase, and I don't pack carefully, and then things get banged up. But anyway, you see they show like sort of a dummy figure because they don't want you to think it's just for Dragon Ball Z. But they've got some interesting photos on the back to show various ways you could pose this. You could take this, you could break this apart. And I know as soon as I open this up, you're going to see it, and you're going to say, hey, wait a minute. Hey, I can make that. And you know what? You probably could. You could. I could not, because I am not crafty. But yeah, first you got to figure out how to make a mold. Make a mold like this and etch it so it looks rough like rocks. Etch it somehow. It looks like they're using textured paint as well. That would probably add a lot of texture. And you know what? You probably can get some in your local hobby shop. Textured paint has sand added to it. And but if you're like me, you say, you know what? I don't have time to make something. It's kind of nice to have this. This is going to be handy. I've already used it for some photography to give me a nice display, a nice look when I take pictures of my toys, because sometimes the backgrounds don't look as nice as I like. So it is flat on the bottom, which is going to help it stand nice and flat. And then it comes apart. You can take off the center, so you can put a figure in the center here. And then little parts of it come off. See, like this, you can break off some of the rocks. There's another one, and there's one more somewhere. The rocks will break off like that, and also you can pull apart. If I find the seam, it's hard even to see. Look at that. So now you can make sort of explosion effects, and I'll try to do that with my photography here before I'm finished. So, yeah, it's kind of versatile. Now, see, on this side, the paint does look pretty flat, but on this side, they have added kind of a little bit of shadowing to the paint. Perhaps they put a base coat of darker color to help it out. And I kind of like that. Let me put this back together. We'll try some photography. And Bandai / Tamashi Nations SH Figure Arts has a line of display stands. Most of them are meant for Gundams, but they started finally doing some for what they call humanoid figures. And they've got some little pegs here. This would be the end of the flying arm, right? And they will fit into slots on the back of these rocks, see? So you can kind of hold them up. You can show them flying in the air. We'll try that. There's two sizes of slots here. There's a small one. There's a pretty big one. I'm not sure what would fit in that. You might find something at home, but I don't have a display base that fits into that. But I'm glad they're making these display bases with these pegs, because before I picked up display stands, flying arms from Bandai, and they're all kind of designed for Gundam. This really doesn't fit anything but a Gundam. That's just disappointing. But now I've got this, so I can use it with my Iron Man and stuff. Well, let me try seeing what some of the figures look like. Okay, so see, here's a typical problem I have with toy photography. I've got my guy on my turntable here. Looks great for like video displays, talking about them, but for still photography where I want to look at really sharp, see, I got this background kind of, it doesn't, you know, it kind of breaks it up. Doesn't look that good, right? Okay. So what do I do? I'll put them up, you know, I'll put a couple of boxes down, and I'll put them on the boxes, see? So now my guy's on the boxes, but I've got to crop my photo, and I've still got this part of the box. It looks kind of shabby. It's not really it doesn't put him in a position. Yeah, I could do the thing. I could do the thing where you put some blank paper. A lot of guys do that. They put some white paper. And that's a good idea. Why not? And that's what professional photographers do. Often they just put a gray or a white or colored paper or a cloth background, and you just look at the figure, but you say, oh, it's a white background. You know, it doesn't look exciting. Now, some people have got some nice dioramas they built, and more power to them. And I try to collect those when I can. I don't have any right here to show you, but that's really cool too. If you have a background that you can show he's on the street or something. But this little thing is going to help with that. Let's try it with the crater deal. Right, and now I don't have to crop. This base is tall enough to where it's just right above it, right? And I've got a little bit of background here, and it's still in focus, in some focus, yeah. And then the background, you can still kind of see stuff. It's a little bit distracting. I'll show you how I get rid of that. What I've got here, I know you guys are going to say not fair, but I've got what is called a macro lens. I've mounted the flash forward, and then this lens here, this thing, it's huge, right? It's a 150 millimeter Sigma lens, very expensive. I think it's about $1,500, $1,500 US. And a Canon 5D, it's an old one, it's still about $2,000. Yeah, it's not fair. Hey, you know what? When you get big, you can get grown-up toys like this. But if you got to take photos of toys, this would be a good one. Also, the Canon 88 or 85 millimeter macro lens, very good for toy photography. And here's what you can do with that kind of macro lens. You make that background just go away. Well, I hope you like that. You better stay tuned, because in just 2 weeks I'll be at the Tokyo Toy Fair with my son Alex. We'll see what's coming new from Bandai and Takara Tomy and many other companies, including Hot Toys. And we're kind of turning Japanese here. Next week, or next video, probably tomorrow, I've got some Takara Tomy Japanese Star Wars Gashapon capsule toys I'm going to talk about. So hit that subscribe button, and until next time, have a great day.
No one I know is out to kill me. I guess I'm doing okay. I'm lost among the millions. Just an empty head filled with the sky.